Welcome to this basketball broadcast brought to you by WHOU and WFKT by Bowers Funeral Home, the County Federal Credit Union, TNT, Northern Maine Community College, Scoville Building Supply, FAP Body, United Insurance, J. McLaughlin Construction, Daigle Oil Company, Priority Auto Sales, Rick Hannigan Plumbing, Cushman & Sons, KVHC, County Ag and Turf, Bolton Tire and Steelstone, Maine Equipment, Griffith Ford, Napa and Coastal Auto Parts, Pat's Pizza, Madigan Home Healthcare, Pioneer Times, Pioneer Broadband, Thompson and Hamill, Aroostook Limousines, Huber Engineered Woods, Jeans Electronics, County Physical Therapy, Katahdin Trust Company, White Smiles, Maine Baseball Academy, S.W. Collins, Nortrax, Herring Brothers. Now let's go down to the floor.
Good evening and welcome to Hermon High School. Ryan Lincoln alongside Chris Woodside is wearing for a B-Boys matchup this evening, featuring the visiting Old Town Coyotes and the home Hermon Hawks. And should be on tap for a good one here this evening. Chris, these two teams met back on December 18th, and that was a 11-point victory, 56-45 for the visiting Hermon Hawks up in Old Town. And Hermon ended up going on a 10-0 run to end that game, so right down to the wire, and Hermon, just I believe the veteran experience kind of prevailed them in that one.
Yeah, I was able to be at that game. It was a lot closer than that 11-point final. Really down the stretch in that fourth quarter, Isaac Varney took over. Hermon went on a little that run. They went 4 out. Isaac in and said, just go to work, big fella. And, early on he was in foul trouble, which kind of Old Town took advantage of, and I think that's something to watch out for again here today. If he gets in foul trouble, how is Hermon going to handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had an opportunity to tune in and watch a little bit of that game, and it seemed early on that Isaac kind of had his struggles trying to get into a flow, like you said, with the foul trouble. But it's been a different Hermon Hawks team, and everybody kind of expected that coming into this year after some of the key guys that they lost. But Varney's a guy that could go out there and put up 30 points a night, but he doesn't have to. He will when he needs to, but he's really done a better job with being able to facilitate for other guys and kind of do a lot of the laid-back, dirty work that a lot of people don't really notice.
Yeah, I think one of the unique things about him is he's, the leading scorer for their team, and he guards the best player all game, every game. So they're asking him to play 32 minutes, be our leading scorer, our leading rebounder, our leading steal man. And then it says, and by the way, can you hold the other team's best scorer to their lowest total of the year? So he's certainly out there working his tail off night in and night out.
Absolutely. And on the flip side for this Old Town Coyotes team, new system this year under first-year head coach Garrett Libby. Obviously, Garrett Libby, the JV coach last year, so a little bit of familiarity with some of these kids as Garrett grew up through the program and is an Old Town native. Has Carl Parker on his bench too, so a lot of basketball knowledge and a lot of years of experience on that bench. But an Old Town team that seems like chemistry-wise, they've started to pick it up more and more as the season's gone on, and they've been a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they haven't really brought in anybody new from last year, but there is a different energy about the program. You see the kids out there it's hard to explain. They're playing hard. They're playing really hard. You can tell they buy in to what Coach Libby, Coach Parker are telling them day in and day out. And they've made themselves fun and sitting here at 5-4, I believe, here at a halfway point. They keep this up. They're looking at being in a prelim, hosting a prelim.
Well, it's interesting with this Coyotes team because they're not a team that really relies on one scorer. Down through the numbers, I mean, they have multiple guys that have been in double digits and guys that can really put up points in a hurry. They're a team that, like to get out and transition when they can, but they've done good at being able to adjust themselves to play in the half court when they need to. An early season loss in the first game, their season opener was up in Presque Isle, and that was a tough one. This is a team that late down the stretch in fourth quarters has had trouble closing games out, even though that they've had the lead. Had a little bit of an experience there. Just a week ago, we were over at Old Town when they played Foxcroft Academy, and seemed like they had an 11-point lead. It was kind of in the bag. Foxcroft brought it back to within 4, and then Old Town finally was able to close it out. And you don't really want to lose games, Coach, and I'm sure, as you know, but it's a learning curve. It's an experience where you want to be up in games, and then you experience that loss, and it's a good thing, even though you don't want to lose, but it's experience that you can build off.
Absolutely. You just, if you can keep that mindset, as you say, is what can I learn from this opportunity, and not allow that mindset of, oh, I lost, so I'm a loser. Right, that's where you go bad. And you see, they've had a couple of close games. You talk about Foxcroft Academy. They just played John Bapps the other night, able to win 4. Again, another close game. And, when you start finding ways to win, you start believing, hey, we can win, and you start stringing some things together. This would be a great test for them to see if they can match the intensity and effort they brought the first time they played Hermon. If I'm them, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm thinking, we really could have taken that first one. Can you come here at Hermon, where Hermon hasn't lost, I think in 3 years they haven't lost here at home. Can you come out and put some effort into it?
And it helps and it makes it a little bit easier when the target really isn't on your back, because there's no pressure for you. And that's the thing about coming into the season is, unfortunately the last few years, Old Town hasn't really been on the winning side of things when it comes to winning basketball games. And now they're sitting at 5 wins so far, 5 and 4 through their first half of the schedule. And it's kind of where like we talked about, you don't really have to play with pressure. You come in here and you just do your job. And they had an opportunity at home against the same Hermon team. Just unfortunately couldn't get over the hump. Now instead of playing 3.5 quarters, can we play 4 quarters?
Absolutely, that's what I'm sure Coach Libby's talking to them about, and it'll be fun to see what they can do.
So you've been listening to the Jay McLaughlin pregame show on WHOU. As we talked about, Old Town coming in on the road with a 5-4 record, looking to try and up that tonight on the road and pull off one here against Hermon. And the Hermon Hawks coming into this one with just one blemish on the season, coming at Winslow, 48-46 loss. They were able to avenge that by a 10-point margin last Saturday, 39-29 against Winslow. And so they will look to defend home court here, up their record, and we should be in for a good battle. So now, as we get set for our County Federal Credit Union starting lineups, as always, like to thank our sponsors for being able to bring these games to you. County Federal Credit Union, a huge sponsor of high school basketball for WHOU, and we appreciate them, along with many of our other sponsors. So Old Town will sport their road green with the white trim, and Hermon will be in their home whites with the blue trim. Coach, you like to see a lot of basketball, and obviously you teach here at Hermon, so you get to see a lot. You see these boys, every single day in a good program with veteran head coach Mark Reed, and obviously his father Roger Reed on the bench. So plenty of experience coaching-wise on the bench, but a group of kids that have really bought into a perennial powerhouse club in B North.
Absolutely. One of the things I've been looking for this year is to see who's going to step up in a leadership role. They've had some really strong leaders over the last couple of years. You talk about Cody Hawes and Garrett Trask on the team last year. Before that, Jordan Bishop, being willing to step aside and come off the bench and when Jacob Godfrey came in, but he still had that same leadership, and it's, who's going to be that guy? Isaac obviously shows up all the time, but is he willing to use that voice? That's one of the things, I know coaches challenged him to use that voice, what's going on. And then from there, it's got to be by committee. Can Eli step up and do that? Wyatt, you're seeing Jaden, who didn't even see the floor last year, having to play big minutes, starting here tonight. And how do you adjust to that situation? And it's been fun to watch. They're sitting there 8-1. You're like, things are going great, but you feel like they just pull it together from will. Because the one thing this team does, no matter what, is they play defense.
Absolutely, that's it's been their constant staple for many seasons under Coach Reed. So now we'll get set for our national anthem here from Hermon High School. right, so we're just about set here for tip-off from Hermon High School. And now it's time for the injury report, brought to you by County Physical Therapy. Whether you want to get back to sports, back to work, or simply back to living your life, County Physical Therapy can help. 5 locations in Aroostook County and a new location in Bangor. Visit www.countypt.com to learn how CPT can help you. And to start this contest, both teams injury-free, and we hope it stays that way for 4 complete, as it'll be Richards and Varney to jump center and tap controlled by the Hawks.
No surprises here from the starting lineup. You got Varney, Tubbs, Reed, Gogan, and Henderson for the Hawks. And over for the Coyotes, we're looking at Hoogterp, Brown, Magoon, Seymour, and Richards.
Well, the Hawks looking to get Varney into play early. As you talked about there a couple weeks ago, Varney kind of offensive struggles to start the game, but quickly he draws first blood for the Hawks, 2-0.
2-0, and there you see him trying to push through the screen there. A little too much on that one. You know, we talk about his defensive effort. He needs to watch out for those foul trouble. Can't have a silly one like that.
That was kind of like the same. His first foul that he drew down up in Old Town was kind of the same situation. He was, coming up the court, looking to go inside, and just leveled somebody to the deck. And Coach Mark Reed, telling him why are we getting that early foul there? Not one you want if you're Coach Reed. So ball will be swung left-hand side, Varney, and a blocking foul will be called against Magoon.
Yeah. And as you said with Isaac, he's just so valuable to his team. He's their leading scorer, their leading rebounder, their leading steals, leading assists. I mean, every category you can think of, he makes things go for them. I know Eli's been doing a great job scoring for them as well, but some of that is because of the attention that Isaac gets down low, so you got to keep him out of foul trouble.
Oh, for sure. They're going to go right inside to Tubbs. And Tubbs, the up and under, can't get it to go, and it'll find the hands of Hoogterp, and the Coyotes out and running. Brown inside will get it to Seymour as they wrap around the perimeter. Hoogterp's deep three is going to be well short and out of bounds. And last possession, Chris, you've seen that they went inside to Tubbs, and he's been a guy that, I watched last year on the JVs and has been a big improvement for Coach Reed and has been a constant staple inside for him. Just might not always see his name in the scoring column because he does a bulk of his work on the boards, but a guy that really has impressed me with his inside presence and the way that he can position his body.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot there, Ryan. For me, he's got to be that guy to be the third scorer. Right now, he is their third scorer at 6.5 in a game. I think if you can find a game where he can get 10, offensive rebounds, couple of those post moves, he's going to make you so much more dynamic.
Gogan, tough drive inside, shot won't go, and rebound going to be pulled down by Hoogterp.
Gogan's a quick kid. He can get to the hoop on anybody. He's just been struggling finding a way to finish, slowing himself down. It's almost like Russell Westbrook. He goes so fast that you just can't slow your upper body down to get a nice soft finish.
So the Hawks will come the other way as they look to extend this 2-0 advantage so far early. Pass intended for Tubbs on the baseline, going to be a little bit too out in front, and the turnover goes to Old Town.
There was a zig when he zagged, Thought he was cutting in and he was going out.
Tubbs kind of seen a little bit of room, was probably going to pull up for a little baby jumper there. So near side, it'll be Michael Brown as Old Town moving it up the top.
Oh, had a little bit of opening there. I think he should have taken the three. I make it a lot more difficult trying to drive in. You don't get a lot of open looks here against this Hermon team, so you got to take advantage of them when you get them.
Gogan on the drive inside and going to travel, kind of shuffle his feet before he got the ball down the floor.
Yeah, you're seeing that as an emphasis there, changing your feet. They're looking at that travel. I've seen a lot of those called and a lot of the moving screens this year. Referee's been pretty consistent all year. Got a pretty veteran crew out there today.
Seen Mr. Reynolds doing a lot more games up in this area, dual board member. So
yeah, a lot of travel for him coming down East Main, down our way. 3-ball.
Matt Seymour going to hit the three there. Just seeing a little backside pin screen for the skip pass. They've done that a couple times and finally able to cash in.
Hermon going with a little horn set, trying to see if they can get Gogan going. Good finish there by Gogan.
Great job in body control by Gogan as he was able to pull up as Seymour had position inside, just pulled up for the little 4-foot jumper. Off the curl screen up top. Brown going to come away with it, but Old Town playing basically around the perimeter so far. Hook Terp on the drive. Pass going to be deflected, stolen away by Gogan. Gogan up ahead it goes, looking to go to Henderson and going to throw it away.
Coach Reed not happy about that play. You know, they like to play a more methodical style. They're not an up-and-down team. Even when they've had, other players the last couple of years, they're really methodical. They don't want to have those turnovers. They'll make sure they execute. And Coach Reed letting Wyatt know, hey, let's make sure next time, let's set up.
Exactly. I mean, Hermon right now so far is really playing more of a saggy man staying inside because Old Town's been playing that 4-out, 1-in set, trying to get that pin screen, and they've just been hedging over the top, not allowing it, which has resulted in 0 penetration so far for the Coyotes.
Yeah, and so far in the year, Coyotes have not been great at shooting the three. Their best three-point shooter is only 25%, so probably a smart method there.
Barney quickly on the board, 4 out of the 6 for the Hawks, controlling the 3-point advantage, 6-3.
So much for slowing it down.
Brown inside will kick out to Magoon. Magoon quickly shut off by Eli Reed. Eli Reed, another kid that's impressed me so far this year. Chris obviously played some big minutes last year and had a role for the Hawks, but like how much stronger he became over the summer.
Yeah, you can tell he really hit the weight room, and I think the thing that stands out to me is he's worked on his foot speed a lot. You can tell he did some speed, agility, quickness stuff. He knew, I think he took that game a little personally against Caribou. They kind of went at him a little bit when he was in the game, and he said, I know this is what I got to work on to be better, and you can tell it's shown.
Brown balled up inside, trying to go through, somehow got the shot up, but leaves it short into the hands of Ernie. Reed on the baseline drive. We're going to get a player control called on Reed.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, Ryan. Hard to be a charge when you're going the opposite direction of the defender.
Contact was minimal.
Yeah, I mean, no call of anything, really. That's one of the points of emphasis they talked about. If offensive player initiates contact and it doesn't really affect the play, to go ahead and not call a block or a charge and let it go on, didn't get to take there.
3-point try by Seymour is going to be off no good as Hayes into the game for Old Town. One thing that I've seen so far, Chris, is they've tried to run that high screen and roll with Richards. Hermon so far has switched every time on that, which has left Richards with a mismatch. I'd kind of like to see them maybe try and get that switch and try and force him down the block, and play that inside-out game. As you know, teams, sometimes will go down and double, which if you can start hitting outside, it opens up the inside-out.
Absolutely. I think you got to get it in. I mean, he's your second leading scorer right now. Let's see what he can do down there.
Magoon inside shot, too strong, and another quick one and done for the Coyotes.
That's another thing this Hermon team does really well is rebounding. They don't give you a second shot. You don't want to leave him open too much. Shooting 40% on the season, Eli is. That's usually cash most times.
Spot-up shooter. He likes those wing slots.
He doesn't need much space.
Oh, absolutely.
We're in a curl action here for Old Town.
He's looking to get some space. Finds Hook Turk just inside the line. Shot's going to be too strong.
And that's, again, Isaac just jumping out at him, intimidating him. Going to do a pull-up.
Hook Turk looking to run the floor here. Hook Turk inside, scoop shot. Not going to fall, and rebounded once again by Varney.
Yeah, sitting here 6'3", 122. I would say this pace is the pace that Hermon wants. I know the first time, Old Town was able to put up 15 in that first quarter in the first game, and now this game's being played right where the Hawks want it to be.
Reed inside, can't get the roll, and it'll be last touched by Tubbs. Just really haven't seen, any flow to the game so far. It's kind of been a little bit of slow down, then a little bit of pickup, a little bit of slow down, a little bit of pickup. And, you can hear both coaches emphasizing too many quick one-and-dones on each end.
Yeah, and yet you've talked about it already. Like, are we going to get the big fella the ball down in the post just once? Like, he's your 11-point-a-game scorer, and we can't even get him a touch here.
See, like you see that there. Now is where you want to try and get him down on that block. You know, you get the ball to that wing, look to try and get that entry pass, because they're going to double every time at the free throw line because they know what you're trying to run with that high ball screen as he just kind of sags off on him.
Yeah. You know, it looks a little bit like you said, that 4 out, 1 in, but the in is staying in that high post area, trying to set some ball screens. Not really working well for them right now, not finding a whole lot of opening.
Eli Reed, strong drive shot.
There, I thought. Oh, no, going to be the foul first. I thought he took steps, but official says we had a foul first.
So to go against Hayes. It's going to be his first and the team's second. 27.2 to play in the quarter. Reed's first one back iron. So he'll look to split the pair.
Seeing some subs in here for Hermon. We got Isaac Parent coming in, Trey Brown. You know, you don't see them sub a whole lot. They haven't been playing a bunch. I know one of the things talking with Coach Reed was he wanted to find opportunities to get these guys some more minutes because he knows how valuable they're going to be later in the year. And so we're seeing them early here in the first quarter, going a little deeper. We're going 8 in here for the first quarter.
So 7-3 our score, 4-point lead for Hermon. And this is, you know, an opportunity here where you'd like to come away with a basket here to trim this lead down to at least, you know, 2 or 3.
And
the first inside touch for Richards.
2 points. It's an easy game, Ryan. It's an easy game.
Down to 5 seconds. Varney, right-hand side.
Oh, he's going to stop and pop.
Leaves it short. Rebounded by Parity. Shot's going to be well after the horn. And that'll complete the first quarter play from Hermon High School. So after one complete, Hermon 7, Old Town 5. We'll be back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
MMG Insurance is a proud sponsor of high school basketball. Founded in 1897 and based in Presque Isle, MMG has independent insurance agents across Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. MMG has recently received a national award in innovation, was recognized as the Maine Company of the Year by the Maine Insurance Agents Association, and again named among the best places to work in Maine. Find out more about MMG by visiting our website, mmgins.com. MMG Insurance, protecting your piece of the world.
The road to planning your financial future can seem like an uphill battle, with countless goals and paths to choose from. The most suitable place to begin is with Thompson Hamel, LLC, for a free financial checkup. Thompson Hamel has many tools available to help you chart your course on your financial roadmap. Let them help guide you through all the phases of your life. To get to your destination, you have to start. Start today, so you're better prepared for tomorrow. Thompson Hamel, LLC. Your family, your future.
Action. It'll be Old Town basketball trailing by 2. 7-5 lead for the Hawks.
Both teams back with their starting lineups here to start the quarter. Early on, try to get a little open 3. Again, Richards just seems to kind of be fading. We're going to go for 3 here.
Woo!
Whoa!
The big fella stepping outside and hitting one. Says, I'll take it, I'll make it.
I like the Rainmaker.
Gives Old Town the first lead of the game, 8-7.
Had the last 5 points for his team.
So Hermon now will work the perimeter. Try and see if they can get Varney on a post up here inside.
They got a mismatch right now, and they're not seeing it. Richards comes over to double. That's a mismatch as well. I'd go to work if I'm Varney.
Varney, good defense by Magoon inside. And they're going to quickly get it up ahead and run.
Those at home might think he had a little bit of a hit, but he's not going to get that call in there.
Brown looking to go to Richards, going to be tipped away by Henderson.
Good help side there by Jaden. He knows, you know, Jaden's a really good shooter, but the thing that's going to get him on the floor and keep him on the floor is playing defense.
Defense wins championships, Coach.
Well, and you know that's a staple of Coach Reed.
Tubbs inside, move, strong finish for 2. Nice little baby hook to the baseline there, able to get it to fall.
He's got a nice touch. Like I said, I really think that he could be that key of being that third scorer for him consistently. It's going to make life a lot easier for Eli and Isaac.
Brown, free throw line, pops, going to be front iron, and another rebound for Isaac Varney. Varney so far really controlling the glass on the defensive end for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's kind of the norm. Here we go again, a little mismatch, going to go up. Gets the foul this time.
Yeah. They've really been trying to force the issue going down inside to Varney there. Old Town looked to double a couple times, but just Varney's so quick, and, Hermon recognizing to get the ball to him quick while the defenders are still trying to come over and double it up.
And really, in that starting lineup, outside of Richards, there's no one that's got the size to match up with him in the post. We see a couple subs coming in here. I think, be able to match up a little bit. He's a tough matchup because he can step out, drive by you. He's been working a lot on his ability to shoot. He doesn't get to show it off a ton for this team because that's not his role, but I know he can hit it out there if you leave him open.
So we see Parity and Hayes checking in for Brown and Magoon. Is able to split the pair there, makes it a 2-point lead, 10-8.
And Jacob Davis for the Hermon Hawks, his first run, giving Henderson a break.
Hayes just inside the arc. Shot's going to be off, no good. Rebound by Richards. Richards somehow gets it to Hayes. Free throw line pop left short. And another rebound for Varney. Varney, left-hand side, quickly shut off by Hayes.
Varney believes in Kawhi's saying, board man gets paid. Another turnover there by Gogan, a little loose. I think we're going to see him come out of the game right now.
Yeah.
And it's his third turnover of the game so far. Coach Reed's going to give him a little talking to, a little motivational pep talk.
Just a little bit too out of control, trying to go to the paint and, trying to throw that pass. And sometimes even though that no-look pass can throw the defense off, it throws off your teammates too.
Absolutely. Sometimes people are going too fast, and they're rushing. You want to play fast, but you don't want to rush.
Yeah. It's going to be a travel, yep. One thing that, we've talked about it 2 or 3 times, coaches, they've had the opportunity to go down inside with guys. They've had entry passes when they work on the, the right or left wing slot. Just haven't, acted on trying to get that ball inside.
I think it's a lost art. Getting that post-entry pass, you don't see it, right? The guys in the NBA aren't doing it as much, so the kids don't practice that. They're not going to the courts working on that. They're working on the step-back jumper.
I think that's going to go on Parity. I tell you what, that was good defense by Richards inside, but it looked like he took the brunt of that one, but Parity came in and gave him a little bit of a bump.
Looks like he's calling for coach. He might be hurt a little bit. He's got a little bit of a limp. Nope, just letting him know I'm okay, I guess. Like I said, Coach, I never want to see an injury. Oh, wide open, Eli Reed. Ooh, another rebound for Varney.
That's just a college-level rebound, Chris.
Yeah.
That's a college-level rebound. Above the rim, outstretched arm, chin the basketball, didn't bring it down, just right back up with it.
And then ready to lock down. He is tough.
Parity in the corner. Nice move around the defender. But
good rotation there by Davis, able to get a piece of it. Almost had the steal.
we see wholesale substitution here for Old Town. We see Brown, Albert, and Magoon checking in. Albert getting his first look at the ball game.
That's one of the things I heard Coach Libby talk about in the previous game is he likes to get some people in. Not that everyone's going to get equal minutes. It's not that, but he wants to get 10, 11 guys in, and it keeps them engaged. They may only get 2 minutes, but they've bought into that idea that, hey, I know if I work hard, Coach will give me a little extra time.
Bucket by Hoogtert makes it back down to a 2-point deficit, 12-10, still in favor of the Hawks. Pull-up shot, it's going to be off, no good by Brown, and Coyotes looking to run.
Oh, got a kick out, open three.
Albert's going to travel on that one.
Yeah, a little shuffle after the catch.
Yeah.
You get away with that in the NBA.
James Harden loves it. So another turnover. And I think that's something that Old Town's going to really, that's what Old Town wants, I believe. I think Old Town wants to make this more of a running contest because they just, in their half-court set, the man-to-man defense by the Hawks is just smothering.
So hard to score against that team. Everyone locks in, and again, when all things go wrong, you got the board cleaner, Isaac Varney out there. Right here, it looks like they're trying to double Varney with Tubbs man every time.
Another turnover.
I'd like to see maybe Tubbs step out a little bit, get that high post area so if they double, they can easily find him. I know they're using a little bit of that mover blocker offense you see from Virginia. You got your people setting screens and running through. But
kind of like to work your triangle, block to block to the free throw line. Oh, tough
finish
by Hoogtert. Kind of went right at Varney there, able to get some separation and ties us back up at 12 apiece.
You know, when you've got a shot block, that's what you got to do. You got to go right into their chest.
That one's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Hug Terp.
Davis getting tested early here on the ball.
Timeout taken by Coach Mark Reed, be a 30. 12-12, 3:13 to play in the half. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds, and we'll be back on WHOU.
Pioneer Fiber to the Home is now available in Holton, Sherman, Stacyville, Callis, and Baileyville. Streaming live events in high definition like high school basketball is best viewed with the most stable and fastest connections. Pioneer Broadband delivers state-of-the-art fiber directly into your home to handle all of your most demanding internet needs. Don't get left behind with slower technology. Get the fiber you need. Pioneer Broadband.
All right, and back out of the timeout here up in the Hawks' nest. 12-12 our score with 3:13 to play in the half. And a slob sideline out of bounds here for the Hawks.
I bet we're going to get something for Varney here out of the timeout. Coach just came in. Look at that. We're going in. Not going to get a better look at that. Good hustle by Tubbs. Well executed at a timeout.
3-point try, nothing but net.
Bang.
Right there for 3.
Good looking shot there by Davis. Stepping up, hitting the open one.
As a coach, that's something you love to see, a kid come off the bench, able to contribute, especially on the defensive end. But if he can put some points up on the board, makes it a lot better. As Hayes, good looking shot there. A little bit inside the arc. Gets it back within 1.
Yeah, especially if it's a player that's only getting 4 or 5 minutes for you in an entire game. They come in and work like that. It's good. There's a little force in there by Eli.
Brown all the way to the rack, count it.
And I think that we've got Old Town in the lead here, 16-15.
A little bit of pressure there.
Old Town showing they're not afraid of this Hermon team.
Baseline jumper off, no good by Brown, and
good block out there by Eli. He almost looked like he was the defensive player there in his positioning.
So then that foul will go on Michael Brown going over the top.
We're going to go a little 4 flat, baseline out of bounds. We'll see. Commonly here you get either that flex action or a little X action on the inside. Oh, we're going back screen. Running through for Varney.
Varney, baseline, tough shot. Rebound, hauled in by Varney.
Oof. He did not want to be denied there.
I don't know, that's a tough one in my. That's a tough foul to call there, in my opinion. Both players going after the ball. One of them ended up on the floor, and sometimes you can't just call the guy for even though he's a little bit smaller for the foul. In my opinion, it's a tough one.
Those 50-50 ones are definitely tough. We've had our fair share go against us in the time.
Actually,
one kid that was notorious for that was Kyle Johnson.
Yes.
When I was at Callis, that kid was playing all out all the time, and he probably had more of those 50-50 calls go against him than can imagine, especially during that stretch where he fouled out every game in our state championship run.
Well, something that I'm noticing is they never even put a foul up on the board on that one, because the last foul was committed by Michael Brown, which was his second. There's still no foul that got put up on the board, so I'm not sure. And I kind of see at the table they're talking about it. I don't know if he registered a foul there.
Huh. Something to definitely keep aware of here at halftime. Take a look.
So 1-point lead and the ball for the Coyotes. Might be something here, Chris, and maybe I'm wrong here. Might be,
good look inside.
Good look to Richards. Richards off, no good in the hands of Gogan. I was kind of going to say, even though a minute and a half left to go, you don't mind burning some time off the clock with the score the way it's at and, try and get a layup.
And one of the dangers of that, no, you're right out. You see Isaac Parent hustling back defensively. Going to get the and one. What a finish there. Nice stretch finish by Sam Magoon.
Tough conversion. Heard him coming right from behind him. Got the contact as soon as he went up. And now an opportunity for a conventional 3-point play and potentially make this a 4-point game.
And the issue's a lot here is Hermon shooting themselves in the foot. You know, they've had a lot of turnovers here in the first half. I know Coach Reed is not going to be pleased with that. You've got to at least get shots.
Yes. So now we reach just under a minute 58 seconds to play in the half. 18-15, 3-point lead for the Coyotes.
You know, one of the tough things here is right now you've got 3 people that can't shoot around Varney, so they're just going to double down. They're not worried about Gogan. They're not worried about Parent. They're not worried about Tubbs. It's going to be really hard to get him the ball in there.
They're playing kind of a junk defense, you know. A lot of people might say triangle and two, but that's not really what it is. They're just kind of, you know, throwing a double on him and then trying to work guys from the backside to try and get 2 underneath.
Yeah, they're just saying, we'll leave those guys open on the outside. You can recover after they get the ball. Let's make them hit a shot. Good rebound there by Isaac Parent.
And that's the trouble that you run into when you bring that guy across, is you leave weak side rebounding open.
Yep.
Tubbs' baseline pop's going to be too strong.
You know, and that's why it's important for those other players to step up and be able to score. Make them pay for this. You know, make them pay for doubling down. Take it with confidence.
So down to 12 seconds. Seymour, left-hand slot, down to 8 seconds. Going to get the screen from Richards. Seymour kicks
Open
corner.
3.
Hayes wants
got
3.
Fouled. Bad foul there by Isaac Parent. Bad foul. Over closeout. Wasn't in the right position.
As the old saying goes, Coach, never foul a 3-point jump shooter. So that leaves 2.5 seconds left in the half, and Hayes will be at the line for 3.
Chance to spread it out to a 6-point lead.
First one up and in.
Coach Libby's got to be happy with what he's seen here in the first half. You know, you haven't had the foul troubles. You can't use that and say, hey, Isaac, come back. You can say, look, Varney played that entire half, and here we are, 5-point lead, chance to go up 6.
So a chance to get it to 21-15 and a 6-point lead. Third one on the way, and that one's off no good into the hands of Varney. Down to 1 second. He doesn't get it off in time, and it's going to be well short. So that'll complete the first half of play. Old Town on the road with the 5-point lead headed into the break. 20-15 our score. When we come back, we'll have our Katahdin Trust halftime show in 3 minutes on WHOU.
Get a jump on your future by exploring your possibilities at Northern Maine Community College. The team of faculty and staff at NMCC will position you for a lifetime of success. With over 35 degree and certificate programs, including our newest offerings in water treatment technology, you will be amazed at how quickly your new skills will open a world of opportunity. Visit us online today at nmcc.edu. Northern Maine Community College. Succeed here.
This is Ben Adams from Priority Auto Sales. Listen, I know you've been seeing a lot of these orange plates around town lately, and trust me, I'm not just paying people to drive around in our vehicles all day. Every day we're selling cars, trucks, and SUVs. Why? It's simple. Discounted prices up front, great selection, and low pressure sales. We're simply not playing the games. We really are creating a new way to shop for a used vehicle. Check us out at yourpriorityauto.com and like us on Facebook. Priority Auto Sales, Route 1 in Holton.
Madigan Healthcare Services provides a continuum of healthcare from skilled nursing facility, rehab therapy, to home healthcare.
After 5 days in the hospital, they suggested that I come to the Madigan. The level of care, the service, the respect that they showed me, even the aftercare, everything about it was really excellent, and I feel healthy. So the services that I've received at the Madigan have enabled me to get back to those things that I really love to do.
We all know a Aroostook County winter isn't much fun, but it can be with the right equipment. Holton Tire Company at 76 Myrna Street is your boss plow dealer and carries the King of Snow Aaron snow blowers. Full service department with parts in stock.
Steelstone Industries in Holton is your location for gravel, salt, sand, paving, and plowing. Groundwork materials of all kinds and equipment to move it. We now offer heavy equipment and truck repair at our shop on 289 Station Road in New Limerick. Call Steelstone Industries at 532-2675.
Katahdin Valley Health Center, or KVHC, is a network of 6 community health centers dedicated to providing affordable, comprehensive, and high-quality care to people of all ages and incomes. We accept all patients and insurances, including those who are uninsured or on main care. Our committed patient care team is here for you, offering an extensive range of services to provide you with quality health care. We're creating healthy communities starting with you. Call or visit our website today.
TheCounty.me, your source for countywide sports, including scores and highlights from the greater Holton, Presque Isle, and Caribou regions. We also are the source for all the latest daily news and community happenings for readers of the Holton Pioneer Times, the Star Herald, and the Aroostook Republican and News coverage area. Visit us now on the web at thecounty.me.
All right, and welcome back to Hermon High School as we are in our Katahdin Trust Company halftime show. 20-15 Old Town with the 5-point edge here at halftime. And today my halftime guest is my broadcast partner, Chris Woodside. As some of you may or may not know, Chris has stepped in to do a few games with us this year. And always nice to have a guy that's been behind the mic before with some experience, but basketball experience itself, not only from coaching, playing, but also broadcasting too. And Coach, why don't you talk about your experience that you had with the St. John Millrats?
Yeah, it was a really cool time. Just kind of lucked into it. Stacey Atkinson was over there, and he had got connected. The St. John Millrats, they're the professional basketball team of Canada. I think they've changed their name now. I think they're the Riptide now, yes. The St. John Riptide. But really good basketball. He said, hey, you want to come over and do some games? And so the last 2 years I was living in Calais, I was able to go over with them and do a lot of those games. Get to see some of the guys. One of the cool guys we got to see and talk to was Chris Smith, J.R. Smith's brother, especially right during that year that the Cavaliers went on to win the championship against Golden State. And I remember talking to him and having a little fun with the guys, talking back and forth.
Yep.
Some might call it talking trash, but it was a good time. So it's a really cool experience, and gives me a lot of respect for these guys that do this full time.
Yeah, it's something that's different. I mean, obviously I've coached and I've played a little bit, but something that it's not easy to walk into. I always offer McDormand, I say, hey, you want to take play-by-play tonight? He's like, you couldn't pay me enough to do it. So sometimes one of those things where, you got your favorite announcers that got their lines. People like your Dickie V's, and, it's a fun opportunity just to be in the gym every night. You get to watch basketball for free and do something that you enjoy. And obviously you're still, in the coaching helm right now with John Babb's varsity girls team. But, state championship under your belt, can't, discredit that. Good group of kids that you had down in Calais. So let's talk about your beginning of your coaching experience to where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a journey, really. It actually started third, fourth, fifth grade, rec basketball. Then I started doing a little AAU when I was in Connecticut, going to the University of Connecticut to finish up my master's degree. And when I came back, I was just fortunate to get to coach a little bit under Ed Lehman, spend a year working with him, and in a way, lucky that he decided it was time to retire. We took the new job with JMG. Got that opportunity to work with probably the closest group of players I've had a chance to work with. Those seniors, senior class with, Andre Paul and Kyle Johnson, Tyler Niles, Nathan Newell. Those four, I mean, they absolutely loved each other. They loved it in the preseason. We got picked fourth. And they took us on a really magical run. Really, you don't often get to win state championship your first year. And one of my philosophies as coaches don't win games, players do. Coaches only lose them, really. So they carried us. So I was able to be there for 2 years, and then I've always had an itch wanting to go coach college basketball. So I actually quit my job, packed everything into my truck, and started traveling across the country. I was working for PGC Basketball. It's a nationwide organization, and they do basketball camps. And so I would go to a place for a week, let's say Texas, and then I'd pack it, back into the truck, drive to Colorado for the next Monday through Friday, and then drive to the next place. And any week I didn't have a PGC camp, I called the local colleges and said, hey, do you have a camp? Can I come work? And I just spent that whole summer trying to make contacts and connect and get this opportunity to coach college basketball. Very last week I had the honor, really privilege, Coach Kirkendall from Schreiner University in Texas called me up, gave me a job. We won the first ever conference championship that year. It was amazing. unfortunately, some sickness in my family. I knew I needed to get back, so I came back, took a job with JMG here at Hermon High School, and I've been fortunate now to be coaching the girls basketball at John Bass the last 3 years.
Well, I remember when you were at Calais, it was my first season coaching varsity boys soccer, and I know the group that you were talking about, and when the varsity basketball job opened up, I was only 22 years old, and I said, hey, why not throw my hat in the fire, try and get some, experience with some interviews, and as I was walking out of my interview, you walked in, and, I remember thinking to myself, there's one guy that I know from the area that deserved an opportunity with that crew, it was you. Not only because you had the experience with them in the JVs, but just, like you talked about, it's a passion, and it's something that you started at a younger age, just like I did, and, it was a great opportunity for you, and, Calais basketball, and just in the Calais coaching circuit, knowing that with my expectations with soccer, with kids' responsibility, accountability, and everything else, was kind of in the same chemistry and both that what you wanted. And when coaches can get on the same page as the things that they want, expect, and look to see, it's an easy transition for kids and coaches from one sport to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be eternally grateful to Brandy Morrison, the athletic director, and obviously the school board there to give me that opportunity, right? No varsity experience, to take over a team that had just lost in the semifinals and in overtime, to lead the year before, and to kind of trust me. And really I thank the guys, because I know they went to bat for me too, having spent the time with them. And maybe I'm not in the position I am. Maybe I don't ever get that chance to coach college basketball if I hadn't had that one. So I'm eternally grateful. I'll always remember that season, obviously. Not just because of the win, but the guys and how much they all out, all game.
Yeah. So my halftime guest, my broadcast partner, Chris Woodside. And Chris, going into the locker room, let's talk about the home Hawks, trailing by 5. Turnover prone first half, didn't really get the offensive looks that they were looking for. What's something that you think that Coach Reed really was pressing in the locker room?
I think they got to get some more movement on offense to not allow those guys to double on Varney so much. Right now they're standing around the perimeter and allowing them to double, which makes it harder to get him the ball. I'd like to see him have the ball like we saw right here in his hands a little more, let him make some plays to give him some more opportunities. Oh, we're going to see early on Gogan go in the post. And quick two.
Out of the locker room, that's exactly what you're looking for, to be able to trim it back down to 3. And on the flip side for Old Town, seemed like they got the bulk of their points came in transition, so that's something that they, a staple that they're going to look to commit with, and Seymour with the rise and fire for 2.
They're confident right now, right? They had the lead the first time at halftime. They're here in the lead again now. They're feeling good about themselves. You never want to let a team stay in it, but here we go. Gogan with 4 quick points. So much attention paid to Varney. We said it's got to be somebody else step up to make them pay for doubling down every time.
Exactly, and that's something that, Coach Reed pointed out in the locker room, and you see even when Varney's coming on the outside, he's still drawing that double. And if you can get 2 guys that are out on the perimeter that are inside. And
wow, what a shot.
Hook chart, just once again, able to get it to go. But you see 2 guys always shifting out on Varney when he's way out top here.
Eli Reed for 3. Ooh, little airmail.
Ooh. Got lucky there, something you don't want to do, save it underneath the other team's basket.
No, and Eli's 0 for 3 so far from 3. He's a 40% three-point shooter. That's a bad news for Old Town, because the next one's probably going in if you leave him open.
So they'll work outside once again. They're going with a
little double ball screen here. Try to force a screen. 1 roll, 1 stay high.
A little too strong back iron, and Gogan looking to push ahead.
Gogan coming out hard. Oh, great move. Nice offensive rebound there by Eli.
Henderson wrap around pass. Varney wants 3. Going to be front iron. And Seymour able to come away with it.
Yeah, a little flat on the shot there. Didn't get quite, looked like he didn't get his legs fully underneath that one.
So 24-19 in favor of Old Town still.
It's interesting, this double stack. It's almost like a horn set, except they're just stacking up straight. One's going to roll, one's going to pop.
Brown, strong move, gets it to go. I mean, they've just had, tough finish after tough finish, and it seems like everything's kind of, conjoined together inside. There's just no spacing, and, when they were able to space themselves out there a little bit more, it was, give them a better look at the basket.
Yeah, I mean, they've made a couple of really, really tough shots. Nice shot there by Varney. If you're Coach Reed, really, those 2 shots that they've hit the last 2 times down, you're not really upset about those shots. I mean, you don't want the outcome, but over the course of the game, you're not going to make more of those shots than you miss.
Well, I think it's for both teams so far to begin the second half. I mean, we're only, about 3 minutes in as Brown leaves that one short, but 3 minutes in, I think both teams we've seen have their best opportunities at the rim have come right in the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, they're looking guaranteed. You can tell, coaches emphasize it, and then they come out and execute. Henderson here for 3.
He's another one you don't really want to give a lot of open opportunities to out on the perimeter. But that's what Old Town's been doing so far, and it's been working. They've been daring them to shoot the outside, outside shots, and, really have sagged in on the perimeter defense, basically telling them do it as we see the pin screen on the weak side, but unable to get a look at the basket.
When you're going against this team, and I say this anytime, I know you know this when you're coaching, you got to give something up. You got to decide what you're going to take away, and when you take it away, it means you're giving something else up, and, they've decided we'll go ahead and give away that outside shot.
Terp 3 up and in, and that's a guy for Old Town you don't want to leave open in the corner because he is a spot-up perimeter shooter, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Mark Reed. 29-21, 8-point lead for the Coyotes. We'll be back in 30 on WHOU.
Out here, builders choose Advantech products to provide a durable base that helps prevent bouncing and warping. So in here, you can enjoy the beauty of luxurious finished floors without worrying about pops, squeaks, or creaks. Because out here, and in here, there's no better sound than the peace and quiet that comes from Advantech products. The flat-out best for a quiet, stiff floor.
All right, back here from Hermon High School, 29-21. Old Town staying confident so far and have upped their lead to 8 early in the third quarter.
One of the things we saw on that last play, and we really took this away when we were at Schreiner, is that same side drive help from the corner 3. That 3 is something that guys practice over and over again, and people are so good at it. You really don't want to see help from the same side drive.
Where you learn, basically you're giving up to try and double there on the inside. Oh, what an inbounds play, count and one. Magoon wondering where the foul was, but he was right on his back as soon as he went up with it there. Just to, and that's where your moneymaker is, Coach. I'm sure you do it all the time. One of your biggest things that you emphasize during your practices is running and practicing your, out of bounds plays. Those are free. They're free points if you can run them correctly.
Any player that's ever played for me will tell you nothing drives me crazier than giving up another team's out of bounds set play. Yeah, that's an easy 6 points. Coach Lehman always just tell me that's an easy swing. 6 points your way, take 6 away from them. Really a 12-point swing. You've got to be able to execute on that side. People are looking to go weak side. Who's taking away that weak side?
Exactly, and that's one thing that when I was still in the coaching realm on the basketball side, something that I really emphasized was a lot of my out-of-bounds plays.
For 3.
Richards with another 3.
This is what happens when you let a team have a little bit of confidence. They start playing with it.
It's going to be a player control.
Oh, we got a charge call there. I'd like to see the replay on that one.
Leaves us at 32-24.
Coach Reed does not like that call at all.
No, and this could be one of those opportunities where you get more of a momentum swing. Old Town's really come out confident. They can come down here and hit another big shot. Still early, a lot of time to go. Hook Terp. And baseline's going to be cut off by Reed.
A lot of contact down there, a lot of contact. Mr. Reynolds is, I think he's given the official warning here to Coach Libby. That's enough. That's one of the things that they put in a couple years ago, so they don't have to give the coaches a technical, just a warning. I like to see referees use that. Go ahead and say, look, we've had enough now. Good. I hate to see the referee go right to the technical and change the game. Now it's up to Coach Libby to adjust.
Tubbs inside, corner 3, Gogan, going to be off, no good. And we're going to get a tie-up, and possession will give it back to Old Town. things starting to pick up a little bit, a little chippiness. Fans might be getting a little bit restless. Environment picking up.
You know, for a home game, I've been to a lot of Hermon games. It's actually a pretty small crowd for a Hermon game. I'd like to see a little more out of the fan section. I was just in Old Town yesterday for our girls game. The Old Town Coyotes, nice finish there. They were able to beat us, played really well. But I'll tell you one thing that made a huge difference. That student section in Old Town, they get into it.
One of the tougher places to play for sure.
Tubbs here down in the post, so you can get some work.
Reed, good rip and go. Reed on the drive, won't go. And going to get fouled by Brown.
Really, we're sitting here 34 points, 2:25 left in the third. They don't even give up 40 a game, Ryan. And right now, things are not looking good for Coach Reed's team defensively. He cannot be happy with the effort that he's seeing on that end of the court.
First shot's going to rattle around and out.
They had trouble with this the other night in MDI. They went 10 for 23 at the free throw line, and Isaac Varney was 10 for 12, so that means everybody else was 0 for 11.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say free throws win and lose basketball games, and I don't have the official stat in front of me, but the free throw numbers so far for Hermon haven't been great. Brown will go out top to Richards. So they run that wheel set once again. Seymour, rip and drive, gives to Hayes. Hayes, free throw line, pop. Going to be side iron. Gets his own rebound, second opportunity up and in.
Right there, Eli was taking off. Instead of staying and holding the box out, his man's able to go back and get the ball. Coach Reed cannot be happy about that. See his son not boxing out.
36-25, largest lead of the game at 11 for the Coyotes. Reed, right-hand side, balled up. Gogan on the drive, tough take, leaves it short, gets his own rebound, second chance won't go, and pulled in by Hugturp.
You know, I don't like a possession that Isaac Varney doesn't touch the basketball if you're Hermon. I'm not saying he needs to take all your shots, but you can't go the entire possession and not let him touch the basketball.
Hugturp, deep three-point try, can't get the roll, rebounded by Varney, quick outlet goes to Gogan.
Great rebound and outlet. Reminds me of Kevin Love, just like catch and go.
Varney, free throw line, leaves it short, rebound, tip. Gogan gets it. Gogan to the basket, won't go. And foul committed by Hugturp. A lot of second chance opportunities, Coach, that they've had to, they've had opportunities and gotten to the free throw line, just haven't converted. And good opportunity here for Gogan to get this back into single digits.
Yeah, you need something positive to get working for you here. And the free throw was just not falling for him. On the season, just below 60% as a team, 59.5%. I think we're below that here today.
Second one is going to rattle out.
Good rebound there by Varney.
Varney shot up and in.
So tough. You can't block him out with just one person. You got to have two people on him at all times.
That's one of those ones where you need a big bucket and your best player able to come away with it.
You know, I think we talked about this end of the second quarter when they're up one. You said, hey, would they hold it out for the last one? I think right now I'm looking for one. You're up 9. Unless you get a wide open layup early, I'm probably holding it for the last one here.
Hayes almost has it stolen away by Reed. Finds hands of Seymour, down to 25 seconds in the quarter.
And I think that's what we're looking like, keeping it nice under control.
Got to be careful here. It was at a 4 count there, able to get it away. You've got to also remember, you got 15 seconds with that basketball.
You got a lot of time. I think kids sometimes worry so much when they get close.
Hugturp down to 3 seconds. Seymour, 3 seconds. Shot's going to be blocked. And shot's going to be well short at the horn. So after 3 complete from Hermon High School, it is Old Town 36, Hermon 27. 9-point lead for the Coyotes heading into the final frame. We'll be back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
At the Maine Baseball Academy, our top priority is to create an experience of advanced learning and skill development for all ages. The YMCA indoor turf facility has many resources that we use to our advantage while developing young athletes. Our top-tier coaching staff includes Director of Operations Ryan Lincoln and John Fry, Searsport District High School, Cody Collins, Bangor Christian Schools, and Cam Archer, Old Town High School. Follow us on Facebook at Maine Baseball Academy or call today for more information.
Hermon basketball trailing by 9, 36-27.
They're going to have to find a way to manufacture some points. Another missed three by Eli Reed. He has just not been able to dial in the range tonight.
So Old Town comes away with the basketball. Seymour, pull up, pop, count it. I tell you what, that's his shot. Off the dribble, just pulls up, and it's a little bit of a step back fadeaway.
You know, Coach, one of the things I was thinking about here during the break is you wonder how much of a trap game this was for Hermon, just coming off beating MDI and MDI. They got to play Presque Isle at Presque Isle on Saturday. Teenagers, you've been around coaching. How much maybe they thought, hey, you know, this is going to be a pretty easy win. They're finding out differently right now.
It's one of those things where you got to be, you know, dialed in. Doesn't matter who your opponent is, and sometimes, you know, it's one of those things where you kind of don't credit somebody when credit's due. You got to play who's in front of you, not in the next one after.
Absolutely.
Barney, strong take, just too strong.
And Old Town doing a good job making sure it's one and done.
Stolen away by Reed, 2-on-1. Gogan. Count
good
the bucket,
finish
one. Coach, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like as he was gathering, Mighty took a step before he got the ball down the floor. But null and void gives an opportunity for a three-point play here.
Yeah, hopefully this builds up a little momentum. It'll be interesting to see at what point does Coach Reed extend the pressure a little bit, or is he going to stay here in this tight, you know, man-to-man in the half quarter? Is he going to bring some of them up? You know, you like to think Gogan, he could get up there and get after it. Isaac Parent could get up and get after it. I think we just had a conversation with a player on the bench there, Mr. Reynolds. Maybe he said something. Not sure.
So a chance here to get it to 8. Can be off no good, but another rebound by Varney. Varney
going to get a charge, I think. Yes. I think that one's a lot because the elbows came through and took him over. That's his second charge of the game. You know, for one of those things where when you're going up against guys that are a little bit smaller than you, it's tough to throw your weight around like that.
Yeah. That's exactly what I talked about there on one of those 50-50 balls earlier. Seymour finds Magoon at the top of the key. And obviously if you're Old Town, I mean, granted there's still 6.5 to go in the game, but you got a 9-point lead. No sense in rushing up something, you know, some shot. You know, get the shot that you want.
Yes, be smart and execute.
Keep doing a good job of, you know, taking care of the basketball. And this is something that we talked about in the pregame, Coach. They've had plenty of these games where they've gone deep into the fourth quarter with leads and haven't been able to secure them. Hopefully they may have been able to get that jitter away against Foxcroft Academy. But, you know, it's going to make them battle-tested towards the end and, you know, learning to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, as we said, they've had 2 of the last 3. They've been able to put away late, find a way to win in that late game situation. Maybe that gives them a little confidence here tonight. To hopefully come through with that.
So still holding on to a 9-point lead with the basketball.
Had him inside. Not a great pass there.
Me and Coach McDormand talk a lot about entry passes. Reed open 3.
Just cannot find the range tonight. That's 0 for 5 so far for Eli Reed from 3. Again, as mentioned before, he's shooting 40% on the season.
Well, it looks like it's just kind of coming off his hand a little bit awkward, not really, you know, getting officially set. He's kind of just catching and going, trying to set himself up. So you're able to get it in there, avoiding the 5 seconds.
I'll tell you this about Eli, though. He's not going to be afraid to take the next one. He believes fully in himself, and when he's open again, he'll take the next one, too.
Shoot or shoot.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you get out of a slump. Keep shooting. Can't shy away from the basketball. Gogan going to go down inside. Parent going to travel.
Oh, we got to travel there. Nice thing I just saw there. Isaac Varney giving him a little high five. Hey, everything's all right. Giving Eli a little high five. You know, that's great leadership right there.
Steal by Henderson. Henderson lays it up and in. And we wondered when the pressure was going to come, and now we get a timeout taken by Coach Libby. Probably
Smart
a good timeout.
Smart
Absolutely.
timeout. Hey, no reason to let them get on a little 4-0. Hey, let's just end it right now. Calm us down. Let us know we're all right, and get back to it.
Makes it down to a 7-point lead for Old Town, 38-31, with 5:35 to play. Going to keep it here just as we don't want to miss any of the action. Got in a little bit late. But 5.5 to go. Kind of wondered when the pressure was going to come. I was wondering if maybe it was a little bit of token pressure, but it seemed like they were staying up full court man-to-man there. And as you said, you took the words right from me, coaches. That's a good, smart timeout by Coach Libby. He has them in his back pocket. You can't take them home with you. Call the timeout, settle down the troops, and just get yourself set up.
Absolutely, and then we are going to see the full court pressure.
Double, but get it ahead to
Henderson didn't go into the middle, stayed with his there.
Richards
Barney hustling back.
Won't go. And if you're Hermon, that's exactly what you want to force Old Town into doing. That's one of those ones where, granted, you have a little 6-foot shot on the baseline, but maybe look to try and reel that one out. Varney, close the end line, free throw line.
No, good rebound there by Gogan.
Got to be careful here. Take care of the basketball.
Yeah, that previous entry pass into Isaac Varney, that was passed to probably anybody else. I don't know that they catch it. He caught it between two people.
Might try and see a ball screen here, see if he can get something off it. Going to work himself. Tough take, won't go. Yeah. Good closeout by Brown.
Good hustle again by Henderson. Varney bang time. Oh, I thought he was going up, Coach.
Another timeout taken by Coach Garrett Livy. Be a 30. We'll take it with him. 38-33. We're back in 30 on WHOU.
Aroostook Limousines and Ace Rent-A-Car get you there in style. Aroostook Limousines has 8 and 12-passenger limousines and a 20-passenger party bus for evenings out, proms, weddings, birthdays, concerts, whatever the celebration. Travel anywhere in-state. And Ace Rent-A-Car specializes in insurance rentals and has locations in Presque Isle, Holton, and Patton at Savage Paint and Body. Ace offers everything from compact cars to vans. Ace Rent-A-Car. We do it right and we make it easy. Reach both businesses at 768-7368.
Here, final frame from Hermon High School. Hermon on a run here in the fourth. Gets it down to a 5-point lead.
They've woken up a lethargic crowd. The crowd had been pretty much asleep. And last couple plays, we're seeing the fans get into it. Could make a difference here for Hermon down the stretch. As we said, they haven't lost here at home in 3 years.
Boone looking for the dribble handoff. Finally gets it over to Seymour.
See Henderson getting after it.
Brown.
Oh, no one looking.
Nice take. Can't get it to go.
Great outlook.
Up ahead. Parent shot blocked. And a foul called on Magoon.
That's a great pass there by Varney. Always looking. He's got great vision. I think it's an underrated part of his game. People don't talk about it that often. He has great vision.
That's a big thing, in rebounding, Coach. You like to see it. What's the one thing we always tell our players? Coming off the board, you look up the floor, see what you got. You're looking for that outlet pass. Parent leaked out. Something that Hermon likes to run, something that I've liked to run, is you leak that guy out. Gives you an opportunity. And he looks to split the pair here.
Yeah. If this game doesn't go their way, they're going to have a lot of practice on free throws tomorrow, I think.
Second one, that one won't go. Rebound, Varney for two.
Rebound by Varney. That's the second time he's been able to get a rebound off a missed free throw. You've got to be able to block out if you want to win close games on the free throw line. Another steal by Henderson. Looking to go to Varney. He's going up again. Oh, just off. Good hustle.
Rebound, Reed won't go. Parent gets it
with
out.
the hustle.
Now slow it down and get a good possession here. One possession game, 35-38.
The momentum is 100% in Hermon's corner.
Gogan, tough drive for two. Makes it a 1-point game, and we're going to get a 60-second timeout called by Old Town. 38-37, Old Town with the 1-point lead. We'll be back in 60 on WHOU.
Want that special item for this year's high school basketball season to show your team support? Cushman & Sons, locally owned and operated in Presque Isle, has team sportswear and will do custom embroidery, screen printing, logo design, digital and printing, as well as banners, decals, and other vinyl works. Cushman & Sons also can design trophies, awards, and add specialty items. Cushman & Sons, 764-3833 or CushmanandSonsInc.com. And don't forget to visit and like their Facebook page. If you can think it, Cushman & Sons will say, yeah, we can do that.
Nortrax is your John Deere construction and forestry equipment dealer for the entire state of Maine. Whether you're working hard in the woods or digging in the dirt, Nortrax has the new and used heavy equipment you need. Count on Nortrax for 24-hour parts and service support, plus around-the-clock machine monitoring with JD Link. Our service technicians, parts specialists, and product support technology reps are here to serve you. We stand ready as your John Deere construction and forestry equipment team in Maine.
Right, back at Hermon High School, 38-37 with 3:41 to play. And been a while since Old Town's put one in the hoop, Coach.
Yeah, you can tell they're a little rattled right now. They're having trouble. They might be seeing a little bit of those ghosts that you were talking about, having those close game losses earlier in the year. They just need to settle down. You're all right. You still got the lead. Get back to what was getting you there.
Settle down, value possession, take care of the basketball, get a good look. Obviously momentum in favor of Hermon right now, but you know the last few minutes they've been running that horn set almost the entire game, and they've kind of gone away from it.
They have, yeah. You know, it's because they're getting on you talk about that full court pressure. It forces you to do things that you don't want to do offensively.
Another
With
steal.
a fourth steal of the fourth quarter here for Henderson. Henderson is just picking it up defensively.
Nice take for two.
Henderson is taking over this fourth quarter.
Seymour inside to Richards. Richards.
Call. I thought he was going to call a travel there. Called the foul first.
That was a great read. Henderson kind of got a little bit greedy on that one, trying to get the stab, poke away from behind, and Seymour able to get some space in the open court and find an open Richards inside. First free throw going to be front iron.
You know, we talked about it for Hermon, but here we go now for Old Town. Can you hit free throws when you have that opportunity?
So he'll try and split it here. Second free throw on its way. Count it.
A tie ball game, 3 minutes to go.
39 apiece. Let's see if they try and go back down to Varney in the post here. Get the ball into his hands.
Looks like they're running a little 5-out motion here. Get some space so they can't double down.
Try to get him on the curl there, not able to get it inside.
And I like the motion. They're cutting hard. Kind of a lazy cut there, but you got to keep cutting hard the whole time.
Dribble handoff. Ooh. Hook Turp almost got his hand in there. We're going to get a timeout here. Coach Reed not liking what he's seeing. 2:19 to play, 39 apiece. We'll be back in 30 on WHOU.
Don't get flush traded. Get Rick Hannigan Plumbing and Heating to handle all your pipes. Master Plumber Rick is ready to get your pipes back in action. Give Rick a call today at 538-7131 and like him on Facebook.
Scoville Building Supplies may be a little store, but it's a whole lot more. You can find most anything you need at Scoville Building Supplies: plumbing, painting, lumber, windows, or doors. Everything you will need for your construction, remodeling, updating, or building. Call Scoville Building Supplies today at 425-3192.
2:19 to play in this contest, and we're all knotted up at 39 apiece. And Old Town in this quarter, Coach, 1 point. It was 39-29 coming in, or 38-29, coming into this quarter. And so far, Hermon has held them to 1 point almost 6 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah, the couple shots they were able to get were rushed. They had that press on, and they kind of rushed a layup that went over the backboard, a short 6-foot jumper. Did exactly what the press wanted, and then there's been turnovers. As you said, Henderson with 4 steals already, really kind of turning this game around.
And the ball's going to be stolen away.
Over there.
Seymour.
Isaac Varney trying to get back there.
Oh,
that's a goaltend. This is the second straight game that's happened. That was a goaltend. The ball went off the backboard before he blocked it. This happened to Coach Libby in Old Town. I think the referees don't see it that often at this level. That was a goaltend by.
Wow, ball was in the cylinder. Wow.
You know, again, I think the officials don't see that often. You don't see guys as athletic as Varney able to get up there. By rule, if that ball is going off the backboard already, that is goaltend, and it was off the backboard already.
Keeps it at 39 apiece with a minute and a half to go. When you think you've seen it all, you haven't.
Yeah, well, like I said, Coach Libby has got to be livid because this is the second time playing Hermon that's happened to them. I talked to some officials after that game. That's the trail official's call. They're the one that's supposed to be looking at it. The lead official is looking at the body and the contact. So you want to look at the trail official there to complain on that one.
So approaching 1 minute to play, 1:05 left in the contest, still knotted up. Gogan finds space. Shot won't go, rebound Varney, gets it up and in. Couldn't get the closeout on Varney, and Varney once again making them pay on the second chance opportunity.
He will not be denied.
Seymour looking to pull up, not there, hook turret, baseline drive. Shot is up and in. Oh, he's out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Wow.
That is a big call there against Old Town. Here we go, see what their pressure's going to do. 30 seconds to go.
Foul be called in the backcourt, and that's going to be a 1-and-1 now for Eli Reed with 31 seconds to play.
If you're Old Town, you need to focus on making sure you block Isaac Varney out right here. You need to forget about the calls you didn't like, and you have got to block out right now.
And maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't like Bryce Richards being on this side with Gogan. And they're going to get Varney over the top.
To me, it's fourth. Not a big deal if they finish this in 30 seconds, but if this game goes into overtime, could be a major factor.
41-39, 2-point lead for the Hawks. 30 seconds dead even to play. Coyotes will inbound the basketballs. They'll get it to Seymour. Token pressure in the full court by the Hawks.
We're going to see where they're going to look to run. Seymour with a drive. Another block by Varney. Out of bounds. Here we go, 18 seconds to go, Ryan.
So this might, maybe this is me, Chris, but maybe a situation where, you know, you're taught, you know what your baseline out of bounds plays are. They find Richards.
Little screen the screener. Richards gets fouled. Let's see who they call that one on. Are they going to call it on Eli or are they going to call it on Isaac?
Reed.
They called it on Reed. That's big.
So this sends Richards to the free throw line for two big ones. 16.1 to play.
He was able to split them last time. He's got to make both.
First free throw is going to be back iron.
Hey, you're all right. Make sure you knock this one down. That way, even if you have to foul, it's going to be a one-possession game if they make both.
You got to know the one guy you don't want the ball to be in the hands of out of the inbounds.
That's number 30 for Hermon.
Second free throw is going to be up and in. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Libby. It's a 60-second, but we're going to stay right here with 16.1 to play. 1 point lead still held by the Hawks. And if you're Coach Libby in this timeout, there's one thing that you're pressing. This is a situation, Coach, where a lot of people are differently on this. You obviously got to watch the long pass. Okay, you don't want to give up an easy layup out of the inbounds. But do you double Varney? Or do you keep one guy on the basketball?
I'm going to try to do everything I can to get the ball into Isaac Parent's hand and foul him the instant he catches it. I know in this situation sometimes you like to maybe try to get a steal first, but knowing what I've already seen out here in their free throw percentage, I'm probably going to go ahead and try to foul Isaac Parent. We've seen him miss a couple earlier already. Late game situation. You just don't want the ball to get to Varney's hand and have him a chance to take it. But then, as you mentioned earlier, we got to make sure that Richards is matched up with Varney on the hoop to get a box out. You just got to know that on the other end because you can't give up that free throw line rebound.
So each team still with one timeout remaining. Reed going to have the end line, and so far, no double for Varney.
Going long, just like you said.
Gogan to the bucket for two.
Oh, we're going to have a turnover. No, nice save.
Seymour.
Ooh,
and
Coach
with 9
Libby,
seconds, timeout taken by Coach Libby. And I tell you what a drawn-up play out of the timeout by head coach Mark Reed.
You know, usually that's Gogan throwing the pass for the go route for the Hermon Hawks in the football season. This time he's getting to show he's got a little bit of receiver skill too, taking off. Great pass there. Easy 2. 9 seconds to go, need a 3.
Kind of gave me goosebumps, Coach, not going to lie to you. Kind of reminiscing memories of Brady the Gronk up the seam.
He's, better days, right? Better days.
So 9 seconds to go, a 3-point lead for Hermon. Obviously, you're protecting the perimeter, no fouls. If they get inside and score one, more than likely you don't even need to take the basketball out of bounds.
Absolutely, Coach. I think you're gonna stay right on that 3-point line. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's always been my philosophy that you foul. Here, if you're up 3, that you foul, especially under 5 seconds. You got to make sure they're not in the shooting motion, but it's something we practice all the time. I just think you need a lot of things to go wrong for you to lose in that situation, whereas all they need is one thing to go right to tie this game up with a 3. So I don't let them shoot it.
Magoon to inbound finds Seymour. 8 seconds. Seymour off the screen from Richards in the corner. Seymour, 3-point try. Going to be short into the hands of Gogan. And that'll be the way this one ends. A come-from-behind victory for the Hermon Hawks. 43-40. A 3-point victory for Hermon. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, and we'll be back here on WHOU.
White Smiles Family Dentistry realizes that life gets busy. We have locations in Presque Isle and Fort Fairfield to better accommodate your busy schedule. If you need to see a dentist but don't want to wait months for an appointment, then call White Smiles Family Dentistry. We are always accepting new patients and can accommodate you as quickly as possible. We offer the area's most complete dentistry, including implants, extractions, root canals, and implant-retained dentures, which saves you from trips downstate or transfers to another dental office. Don't wait months to see your dentist. Call White Smiles Family Dentistry today.
For drivers from Patton to Bangor and everywhere in between, buying from Thornton Brothers is a rewarding experience.
If you're looking for a new Ram pickup, Thornton Brothers is definitely the dealership you want to visit.
Enjoy Employee Pricing Plus on select new 2019 and 2020 Ram trucks at the Big Finish event at Thornton Brothers. Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, your hometown dealer, wherever your hometown may be.
Hello, this is Tony Bowers at Bowers Funeral, and we want to wish good luck to all area basketball teams, boys and girls, as you strive for the gold ball at the end of the season. We are proud to be a part of your communities and our family serving your family since 1900. Good luck, play hard, and above all, be good sportsmen.
This is Neil. Can I help you? You're where? I'll be right there. What'd you guys do? Giving steals! That's all you did? Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess there is something wrong with giving away steals.
Still, this 2016 CRV SC now only $17,995.
I don't know why.
They were good steals.
At Hermon High School, as the Hermon Hawks come away with a 43-40 victory, holding Old Town to just 3 points.
Two,
in the
I
fourth
think.
quarter.
Two,
2 points,
two,
yes.
right?
2
Yeah.
points in the fourth quarter.
You know, they picked up that defensive pressure, forced a lot of turnovers, and Old Town was not. Everything was going right for them for the first 3 quarters. Nothing could go right for Hermon. And as we said, it was just a matter of time till that pressure came up, and how was Old Town going to handle that? You mentioned they've had a couple games before. We thought maybe the last 2 where they've had close, they found a way to win. Tonight, unable to find a way to come through with the victory.
Well, it was and their 2 points were scored on split free throws at the free throw line by Richard, so they didn't even convert on a field goal attempt in the fourth quarter. And it's tough in the sense that it seemed like the momentum was completely in their favor with about 4 minutes to go, and then a little flurry after a little bit of full court pressure got put on, and a couple timeouts later, just like that, bang, it's back to a 4-point game, and just Hermon up the ante. And we talk about all the time about the tenacity and the aggressiveness that, you know, Hermon plays in the half court in their man-to-man defense. And time again, you know, I'd like to see the statistic on it, but how many second chance opportunities off free throws and rebounds did Isaac Varney give extra possessions to the Hermon Hawks?
You know, I mean, I wish I had that number too, but there's at least 4 of them I could think of very specifically. 2 on the free throw line and 2 late just on the offensive rebounds, following up and going and getting them. Isaac Varney does, you know, everything. We talked about it before, and he's their leading scorer, their leading rebounder, assists, steals. But to me, big difference here, Jaden Henderson. 4 steals there in that fourth quarter, and we picked up on that pressure. He was putting a little extra on, and that really gave them the momentum that brought the crowd back alive, and everything started going well for him from there.
Exactly, and that's what we talked about in the pregame, Coach, was, you know, Hermon, a team that Varney can go out there and score you 30 points. But he's also the guy that, you know, can score you 10 points with 13 rebounds in a game and is really, you know, runs the offense through him. But it's the guys that, you know, might not always get their names in the scoring columns. And tonight, that was Jaden Henderson. You know, a lot of people are going to look at the game and look at the, you know, scoring totals, and they're going to be like, well, geez, what happened there in that fourth quarter? And Henderson defensively really put, you know, the Hawks on his back and made plays happen. And he had a big steal here on the left-hand side where he was able to go in and got an up and under in traffic and converted it and brought it to a tie game.
Yeah, made some huge plays out there. And then, you know, coming right out of half, we saw Gogan make some plays. Obviously, they run a great out-of-bounds play to stretch the lead to 3. Defensively, we talked about it. We know what they're going to do. They don't give up 40 points a game. Well, it looked like that was going to happen. It looked like they were going to ruin that, and then all of a sudden they said no more. We're closing down shop. No more points allowed, and you know, able to walk away with 43-40. You got to feel good, especially I don't know that Eli Reed really had his normal games. Been averaging 15 points a game, went 0 for 5 from 3 tonight. Not his normal game. So you got to feel good when you're able to walk away when your second leading scorer doesn't even score.
Exactly, and so Old Town falls to 5-5, 500 on the season, 10 games in, and they will face Waterville at Waterville on Saturday. So a contest where it's a quick turnaround. You get a practice in tomorrow, and you got to get right back to it. And it's one of those things where down the stretch, you got to be able to convert on free throws, and you know you got to take care of the basketball. So it's a quick turnaround for them. One day you get a practice, and then you're back out to it. But you know it's another one of those things where they're hanging tough, and they're right there in the end. It's just a couple possessions that, you know, need to continue to value in their favor and be able to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the task for Coach Libby, is finding a way for them to see the positives from this and where they can go. You're going to be bummed tonight, but I love having that quick turnaround where you only got one practice. Hey, we got to get ready for the next one. They just need to find a way to learn how to win these games, get better in their last 8 games, get in a prelim game, and anything can happen once you're at that point. You know, we're a testament to that. Last year we were able to go in 11 and win that first prelim game to get ourselves in there. So I certainly can sympathize with Coach Libby. It's all about just focus on what we did right and how we can continue to get better in the next day.
Exactly, and you talk about, you know, going through, you know, the gauntlet. We talked about it last year, and, you know, MDI, not a team that, you know, was an MDI of last year, but MDI is still a quality program. They had lost up to Winslow on the 21st, Hermon did, and then they just played them here on Saturday, 10-point win. They went to MDI, won a tough game by 13 last night, beat a tenacious Old Town team tonight. Now they play Presque Isle Saturday, turn around and play Ellsworth next Wednesday, and then turn around and play Caribou next Saturday. So it doesn't get any easier from here on out.
No, it definitely doesn't get easier. A lot of tough games, and it'd be a good test here, these next 3. On how they can continue to go for their season. I think the one thing you can count on, they're going to come to play defense.
Absolutely. Staple of Coach Mark Reed's ball clubs. So, final tonight, Hermon 43, Old Town 40. Be back at you tomorrow night from Mackinac Cook Academy, going up to Lynx Country. Boys action, Stearns Minutemen coming in to square off against Mackinac Cook Academy. So, for my broadcast partner, Chris Woodside, Jake Jones on the camera, and Aiden producing back at the studio. We appreciate you for tuning in on WHOU. And make sure to tune in tomorrow night and this weekend for cheerleading action on WHOU.